So I want to do something of a different video today. Um, this is not some YouTube drama stuff. This is just, I don't like speaking in hypotheticals. You can tell I don't like sharing CAD very much. I've been doing that a bit more lately, but um, I don't like to talk about stuff until it's kind of mocked up or done. But this is one of those instances where I can't really avoid it, and I would like to solicit your feedback. Um, it's kind of a stretch to call anyone watching this video a potential customer right now, but just hypothetically, just bear with me here, because the way that I want to scale this into a business is I've been kind of developing it over the past couple of weeks, and I think it's really interesting, and I want to go over it with you guys. So I'm going to leave my email in the description. I welcome all your comments as usual. I'm even open to doing like a call if you have expertise in this area. All that would be fine with me. But yeah, let me get into the business side of this and kind of talk you through it as I see it. So for those who don't know, maybe you're watching this kind of my channel for the first time, I'm sitting in a mock-up of a motorcycle engined lightweight hybrid car. Behind me, or what will be behind me, is a wall. What will be behind me eventually is a BMW K1600 bike engine, 160 horsepower, 8,500 RPM, 60-speed sequential. The front axle is an electric motor, drives the front wheels, gives you reverse. The hybrid system gives you a lot of power for accessories, and it reduces the wear on the bike's clutch a lot. So the two systems work very nicely together. This is just this particular concept. The key to the whole idea is zero hard tooling. So I've just been so deep into the design work and engineering work in this project that I haven't had a lot of time to stop and think about the actual business side of it. But I took a little break recently, and I think I've come up with a pretty good idea of how to apply this zero hard tooling idea into a business, and that's what I'm asking for your feedback on. So this zero hard tooling idea, it's like, oh, everybody gets their own custom car. I think the problem with that idea is that most people don't want to design a car or a car body. It's hard, I'll tell you that much. Um, so handing the keys to a complete system to a customer is kind of like, well, I just want to buy a car. I don't want to design a car. You have to get somewhere in between there. And you've seen this on cars like the Cadillac Celestiq, where they give you a lot of choice, but still not as quite as much choice as I would like. This is where this plays in. This is how this would work. So, since there's no hard tooling, you can offer three similar but different chassis: a front engine chassis, a rear engine chassis, and a mid engine chassis like the one I'm sitting in. There's so many good bike engines that as long as you have a solid hybrid system to pair them with, you can put them almost anywhere in several configurations. So say you wanted a rear engine V-twin, you could do that. You want a inline 3 in the front, you can do that. All these combinations can be done in these various chassis. And then on top of that, you can offer several bodies in different styles, whether you want like a Group B style body, kind of a Le Mans style body, something more modern, a classic British roadster. There's so many options. We would design those bodies. We would offer them to you as an option that you could apply to any number of chassis and any number of engines with the hybrid system, of course. So it would turn kind of how you order a car on its head. You would no longer be buying a specific model, if that makes sense. You would select a chassis with a designation, an engine with a designation, and a body with a designation, and several other smaller options like interior. Do you want heated seats, what color, etc., etc. But so every car a customer would buy could potentially be a unique configuration that just hasn't been sold before. Obviously, we'd have to engineer all these options, find the right engines, figure out all the quirks in the drivetrain. But the end result would be that you would get just three-letter designation for a car: body, chassis, engine. And that would kind of determine the name of it. And say this is a mid-engine car, M, six-cylinder engine, 6, and this body, just give it a T designation just arbitrarily. This would be an M6T. I think I'll buy an M6T. Obviously, I'm building one. But if someone wanted a rear engine car, the V-twin with the Le Mans style body, that could be like an R2A, R2L, or whatever, an arbitrary letter to represent that. And someone else might never spec an R2L. That doesn't really matter to me. That's your car. That's the whole idea behind it, is that you'd effectively have this very deep configurator with these very significant options that you would end up configuring whatever car you wanted within the options list. So it's not like you're buying a Z06 or you're buying a Stingray, you're buying a 911T or whatever. You're designing the car from the ground up. And if you wanted, say you wanted an M6T like I'm making, but you don't want all the interior stuff I'm putting in, like like Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, other displays, that kind of stuff, you could effectively make your own Z06. You say, I don't want a passenger seat. I don't want a full dash. I want a stripped out dash. All that kind of stuff is possible. So you could effectively be trims within trims is what I'm saying. So if you wanted like the Z06 version of this car, M6T, then you could have that. So there's just this huge list of possible combinations. I rattled off some engines before. Imagine just putting those anywhere within the constraints of a wheelbase, applying whatever body you wanted to it, and we could just make that for you because there's no hard tooling. It just takes engineering time. And again, having this electric power on board not only complements the bike engine nicely, it kind of makes the whole concept work in a usable way, but you kind of get trims on top of trims because of it. Having a lot of electric power on board is just great. Say you wanted this car or a rear engine car with an electric supercharger. Well, we can do that. So you could have a supercharged version, effectively any of the trims. Obviously, we'd have to do some research into how much boost these kind of things can take, but electric superchargers take like no plumbing. They're very flexible as long as you have the battery power. So, you could do active suspension, ride-height adjustable suspension. You could do active aerodynamics. We could even add this product doesn't exist, which kind of makes me upset. Not upset, but if someone made like a nice 72 volt, like 48 volt heat pump that was switchable to heat or AC, we could also add that for you. So if you wanted like a really, really luxury, and we could even offer a coupe version in the future, like an enclosed car. If you wanted like something that's basically daily drivable with heat and AC and heated seats and heated steering wheel, all that kind of stuff, on any configuration, so like whether that be a mid, rear, or front engine car, you could do that. Again, takes engineering time, doesn't take any tooling investment. We have to figure it out. It might take a long time to get this car to you, but as we get more feedback on what customers really want, we can address that in terms of offering just like a new option. And it just goes so far. Fog lights, for instance. Oh, you want to set fog lights? We can do that. Other exterior lighting, other interior lighting, all of that kind of stuff. It is very, very possible. So yeah, that's the core idea. That's what I want your feedback on. Now, the key thing that's the struggle here is that, so I've done some pretty deep pricing on this particular model recently, and the price is still higher than what I want. Ballpark cost, like the bill of materials, is like 40 to 50 grand. That's buying everything retail. That's with current material costs, which will go down as more people offer like laser tube cutting. There's a lot of optimizations to be had. Again, I'm effectively building a prototype car. So from that perspective, it's actually pretty cheap. But I want to get to a place, again, I think the affordability is so important. And I think I want to, and we will get to a place where whether it's a standard model that we make in large numbers, or it's just getting the cost of the componentry and standardizing more across these various vehicles, get to a place where you get between 20 and 30 grand in cost. That's a really hard nut to crack. If I didn't think I could crack that nut, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I think it's a solvable problem. It's just a matter of doing more development, working with more smart people, and most importantly, getting feedback from you guys. So yeah, I'm going to put my email in the description if I didn't mention that already. I'm very open to, if you just want to leave a comment, that's fine too. If you're an experienced engineer or product development person or whatever, you're very into electronics, you have experience that's relevant to this vehicle as I've described it, you want to do a call or something, send me an email. I have time. I'm very happy to do that. Again, I want to get feedback from potential customers. Would you buy this? Because it's a big ask, Even if this car is only 30 grand, you can get a Miata for that much. You can get a used Miata for half that price. So is this like something you'd buy instead of that, or just like a third or fourth car? And if it's a third or fourth car, how cheap does it have to be for you to consider it? Would you be interested in as a kit if that reduced the price a ton? All kinds of stuff like that. I already have some ideas on how to reduce the cost of this thing. It involves more vertical integration, which obviously would just come as a consequence of selling cars, getting more money to do research and development. But yeah, that's it for this video. Again, I'm still working on this thing a lot. There'll be another update with more mechanical stuff. But yeah, please reach out. I'm looking for as much feedback as I can from potential customers. If this could be a business, I want to know what you have to say. So I'll see you next time.